It's a very special three-game holiday weekend here in Phil Welch Stadium in St. Joseph, Missouri, as we welcome you inside here at Phil Welch for more St. Joseph Mustangs baseball. The calendar has flipped to July, and your Mustangs continue to pace the MINK League here this season. As I'm Truman Griesel, alongside with me tonight, Jackson Phelps, and both these teams come into July, different courses. Chillicothe comes in now up into third place in the MINK, winners of 4 in a row, including 3 over the Clarinda A's, who sit in second, and 1 over your St. Joseph Mustangs, and they've also won 9 of their last 11. Meanwhile, was probably the worst week of the season for the St. Joe Mustangs last week. Their last 6 games, just 3-3. Jackson, one of those wins was against the St. Joe All-Stars, but the calendar is flipped. It's a fun 3-game weekend here today. You've got Ashton Nance making his first start here at Phil Welch, second of the season, and kind of a rejuvenated squad. Braden Lucart back with the team after leaving for family matters. That, don't worry, nothing bad, just away from the team for a week, but he's back. This team's rejuvenated. Calendar's flipped. They've had some off days, looking to get back at it here tonight.
Yeah, you know, the off days are definitely important, as the month of July really goes by fast, but it's the most important month, as we know, in the MINK League. All these games are going to matter, you know, but all the teams are going to bring their best foot forward. You know, if that's pitching, if that's defensive-wise, you start to figure out who these teams are. You start to find your identity, and every team that's going to come into Phil Welch is going to have a brand new identity than what we saw in the the late months of May and into June. So Mustangs really going to have to take it up a notch. You know, the last week had some struggles, and definitely only got 1 game on the away stand. It was supposed to be 2. One of them got postponed against Nevada, and then actually just lost to Chillicothe. You know, tough. 2 straight road losses in Chillicothe for them. So this has been kind of a cold stretch against this team. And, you know, Chillicothe at 3rd place, they're starting to find their foot. They're starting to find their guys. And the Mustangs really going to have to, you know, post up a good squad tonight. Nance making his first start at Phil Welch. It's going to be a fun one.
They say July separates the man from the boys here in the MINK League. Just 4 weeks remain total in the season, just 3 weeks before we hit playoff time. Mustang starters being announced. It's getting loud here at Side Phil Welch. A big crowd out here on a holiday Thursday evening in St. Joseph, Missouri. Sun is out, not many clouds in the air, but we'll step aside. First pitch coming up next. 6'4", 210-pound, 17-year-old from Blue Springs, Missouri, and a graduate of Blue Springs South High School, makes his second start of the year and the first at Phil Welch for Ashton Nance. In his only other start this year, Nance was fantastic back on June the 22nd against Carroll. 6 1/3 innings, just 2 earned runs on 3 hits, 3 strikeouts to a walk. Comes in with 9 innings pitched, only 2 runs given up all year, and opponents just hitting 156.
Yeah, Nance, a guy, he's really going to have to rely on that fastball. He's got a big velocity. You know, the stature of him, you said big guy. You know, he's going to have a lot of whip around that release point, and hitter's going to have a tough time trying to guess what he's about to throw. He's young, but he definitely has some maturity on the mound, and he's been showing up here at Phil Welch and on the away stand, like you mentioned, last start in Carroll. Looking to do some damage at his first start in Phil Welch, and a young kid, but love what I've seen so far in his freshman season here at St. Joe.
Now we're going to look at the Mudcat lineup. Very similar to what we saw the last time the Mudcats were in town back on June the 11th. It'll be Jarian Pinckney, then Peyton Becker, Jordy Ventura, Tanner Sears, and John Spotto. That top 5 in that lineup, definitely scary. Then Garrett Geenan, Bruce Boucher, Ethan Murakoshi, and Rafael Calcano. Nance's first pitch of the evening is in there for strike 1 to Pinckney. The 0-1 lined into right center, and that'll get down in the gap for a hit over to cutoff's McCollum, and he'll hold Pinckney to a leadoff single.
Nice job by Pinckney, working the inside part of his plate. You know, had to shorten up the approach on the swing. Did a good job, kept those hands inside the barrel at all times. It kept it into that gap, and a nice play made in right field by McCollum, cutting him off, but a good start for the Mudcats.
So now it'll be Peyton Becker for the leadoff hit by Pinckney. Becker from Central Methodist University. And on the first pitch, there goes Pinckney to second, and he'll be in there easily with a stolen base. Pinckney's team-leading 13th stolen base of the season.
Mudcats ain't wasting no time. They're going right after Nance in this defense. And why wouldn't you? Trying to start the month of July right.
Nance, in his 5th appearance of the season, before he made that start back on June the 22nd, through shutout innings against the North Missouri Naturals on June the 19th, against Carroll on the 13th, and against Chillicothe on the 11th. Then got to go 6 1/3. Now try to give the Mustangs plenty of length tonight.
Looking to see.
He has Becker quickly down 0-2. O2 is popped shallow center out as Coy. He'll make the catch to retire Becker for the first out here of the game.
That's a tough play made out in center field tonight. It's Lucard. He couldn't get a good read on it in that sun, but nice job by Coy keeping eyes on it all the way off the bat, making a nice play. Good job trailing in when he knows his partner can't get there.
Now it'll be Jordy Ventura hitting .329 on the season. Leads this team in hits with 25, doubles with 6. Also has clobbered a homer and driven in 13. The first pitch gets away from Griffith, and that allows Pinckney to move up now into 90 feet away here with just 1 out.
Something the Mustangs are going to have to really avoid, giving easy advances to these base runners for the Mudcats. And here in the month of July, they just really need to hone in on how good this defense can be. They really got to rely on that.
Defense elects to stay back. Nance quickly has Jordy Ventura down 0-2. Fastball's fouled off. Ventura out of North of Central Missouri College. Doesn't walk much, just 4 walks and only 1 hit by pitch on the season. He gets on base by getting hits. Nance misses upstairs, ball 1. Another one fouled off by Ventura, really giving Nance a battle here.
He's doing a good job. And a 2-strike count knows Nance can blow him by with that fastball, sitting back, realizing some of those off-speeds are going to come later in that at-bat. He's doing a good job getting pieces on him, keeping this at-bat alive for himself with that runner on third.
Another 1-2 offering. Swung on and missed. Got a piece of it on the changeup, just barely, and it might have caught Griffith a little bit. Ventura stays alive still.
Just a nice pitch from Nance. It did look like Ventura maybe just whiffed on it down in the dirt. But a good job once again. It's all about just keeping yourself alive and in the count, especially with just an out. All he has to do is put something out into the outfield, and that'll score Pinckney easily at third.
Griffith, the Northwest Missouri State Bearcat, home plate umpire, giving him plenty of time. It's one of those you catch the inner thigh area. Definitely not one that feels good. Another 1-2 pitch from Nance. Upstairs, ball 2 now. Ventura having quite the battle here with a runner at third and 1 out in the first. Full count.
Nance just really got to reel himself in. Knows that he got himself ahead of this count really quickly, 0-2. He's going to have to go back to those strike pitches. Fastball maybe inside here. I'd like to see it as Ventura kind of slow around those hands.
Now the full count offering. Outside ball 4, and it gets away from Griffith. So first run comes across on the pass ball as Chillicothe takes an early 1-0 lead.
Just can't give any freebies, like I mentioned, and right there it bites him once again. Pinckney advanced from second to third, and third to home, both on pass balls, and unluckily Ventura worked a full count, now is on first, so still just an out for the Mustangs.
Griffith seemed to take his eyes off the ball for just a sec, thought he had it. That ball went soaring past him. Now it's the cleanup hitter, Tanner Sears. Hit a home run as there goes to second on the first pitch. Ventura throw down, goes into center field. And Ventura missed the bag, so he had to retouch and was not able to make it to third. But second stolen base of the inning for the Mudcats.
There they go. I mean, they're still going after him here in Nance in this defense, especially Griffith with runners on first. That's his second stolen base from first to second here in this first half inning. Mustangs just can't lose himself here in the first inning once again.
First inning has hurt them last week on the homestand. Those Friday and Saturday games against Carroll and Sedalia, the opponent struck first. Now 2-1 to Sears. Sears comes hitting .306, 2 homers, 13 RBIs. 19 hits. He gets jammed. High pop-up, shallow left. In comes Bodenhausen, calls off Corey to make the grab, and 2 away.
Just another tough play. We mentioned it every single broadcast, I feel like, with this sun at the start of the game, you know, first 4 innings of play, that sun's going to be brutal for the outfield to have to look up into. And just flared off the bat. Bodenhausen was on his horse. Coy, but once again, does a good job reading it off the bat there just in case Bodenhausen was not able to make it.
That'll be John Spotto in the 5-hole from Rock Valley College. 0 for 1 last night in his pinch hit opportunity against Clarinda. Back on Tuesday, he was 2 for 5 with a double and 2 RBIs and a 10-3 win over the Mustangs. Spotto hit .283 in 58 games this past spring for Rock Valley. The Eagles. He grounds one foul on the first baseline and finds himself in a 1-2 hole.
I like how Nance is coming in. If he gets himself down with an early ball, he's doing a good job putting it in the zone, kind of making the hitters go to work. Even if he knows he's going to get contact on it, Just good payoff pitches, working in those foul balls to get those payoffs in 2 strike counts.
Fourth game Spotto has played against the Mustangs. Did not play in that first matchup. It's 1-2 again. Sky to left. Takes Bodenhausen back a little bit. And he makes the grab right in front of the warning track to end the inning. 1 run in the inning for the Mudcats, though, on 1 hit. 1 runner left. We're ahead to the bottom of the first. Your Mustangs coming up to the dish. His 4th start of the season will be Blake Exesian for the Mudcats. He's 1-0 in 15 innings. He's gone 5 innings each of his first 3 starts. 2.40 ERA. Just 7 strikeouts to 7 walks. Not going to blow by you, but definitely going to induce that weak contact, jam hitters, and get hitters off balance.
Yeah, even on the strikeouts and walk ratio, he's a guy who, isn't predominantly looking for the punch out. He's just looking to get out of the innings. He really relies on the defense. And what he's seen, I like what I've seen. 15 innings pitched, a 2.4 ERA, keeps those runs off the board. And now the Mustangs looking to do something they didn't do much last week, and that's attack early on here in the first. You get 1 run down on the board. It's time to go after Exesian here and really get some runners on base and work it.
Spartanburg Methodist College attendee will face a lineup consisting of Darius Freeman in the leadoff spot, followed by Trevor McCollum, and then Braden Lukehart back in his 2nd game after his stint away from the team. And then the middle anchor, Dom Felix, Jack Mosh, and the high schooler Chris Coy, and rounded out by Jaden Little, Parker Griffith, and Truman Bodenhausen. But it will be the man that if you had to don a C on a chest of, it would be this guy. Darius Freeman leads off. Comes in riding a 7-game hit streak here into tonight. Did not play on Tuesday in Chillicothe, so his first game of the week comes here on Thursday the 3rd.
Yeah, he's a guy you really like to have in that 1 hole. If he draws a walk, if he gets a single, if he gets a double, great. He's got speed. He'll get his way around the bases. And you can trust that he'll come around to score most likely. I'd say 7 out of the 10 times.
He's ahead 2-0 in this count. He's 2-0 swing and gets under it, though. High pop to left. And in comes Spotto to make the grab to retire Freeman for the leadoff out.
Spotto was really having a tough time reeling it in. Good adjustment at the last second, but having Freeman out, the first batter of the day, that's definitely a good start for Exesian, but he's really going to have to work here in this middle half.
Now it'll be Trevor McCollum in the 2-hole. McCollum leads this team with a .360 average. He plays in his 19th game of the summer. McCollum was 2 for 4 on the first with a run and an RBI in that loss. McCollum, the most veteran Mustang here in his 4th summer. Takes a big rip at a changeup. It's 1-2.
Beautiful changeup by Exesian there. have McCollum ready to swing at a fastball, trying to pull it. We'll see if McCollum wants to have something like that again. Probably expecting maybe a fastball up and in.
There's a fastball, but it's right down the middle, and McCollum lines a single into left for the first Mustangs hit of the evening.
Beautiful approach. I love the tempo from McCollum. Read it all the way out of the step, and right there, watching that changeup go in, the quick adjustment to see how the fastball could look out of the hand once again. Did a good job, and now the Mustangs are rolling with one out.
That'll be the Missouri Southern attendee, Braden Lucart. Like I said, was not with the team last week, celebrating with family and event. But now back at it here in St. Joe on a holiday weekend. He was 1 for 3 on Tuesday. 4th game he's played here against Chillicothe this season. This is the team's 6th meeting. Mustangs lead the season series 3-2, but Chillicothe has taken the last 2 in Chillicothe. St. Joe has won both matchups here inside the confines of Phil Welch. Lucart is a local kid born right here in St. Joe. And he lines one right back up the middle. And it's back-to-back hits from McCollum and Lucart. McCollum's going to take the turn and head for third as Pickney was slow to get to the ball.
Beautiful swing from Lucart. Took it right where he found it back the middle, but I want to give credit to McCollum, realizing the hops out in center field by Pinkney, realizing he had a couple extra steps to get out after third. And anything counts here for these Mustangs, and having McCollum at third with just an out with your old reliable Truman, it's going to be time here for the Mustangs to notch this one up.
Old reliable, Mr. Reliable, it's Dom Felix. Batting in the cleanup spot once again this season, and has a chance to drive in a run here early. Xezian has had his way with hitters, only given up 9 hits all season. Just 3 in his last start at Clarinda, 2 in the start before that, and he's already given up 2 hits here in the first. Felix tattoos one deep down the left field line. That is going to get foul. Just a bit out in front of it as the count evens.
Love that swing. Stayed on that back leg, really drive the upper elbow into that ball and got underneath it just enough. Waited a couple seconds more with that same exact swing. We could see a 3-1 lead here for the Stangs.
Felix leads this team with 25 hits, 8 of those doubles, also a team lead. He's also driven in 23 and walked 14 times. Dangerous hitter at the plate, trying to build off an all-MINK first-team selection from last summer. Takes one high and tight for ball 2. Felix, a guy all the way out from Tucson, Arizona, that plays college ball at Emporia State. Now that run runs again too far inside, and the bases are going to be loaded for Jack Mosh.
And it's a guy you do not want to load the bases to. Jack Mosh, one of the best hitters on the team, 21 hits on the year, also batting .328. This is a guy with the bases loaded in and out that you can really rely on to get something in play, at least out into that outfield. He knows, and he's one of the most patient hitters that I've seen on this lineup. He'll definitely work something, but a nice job by Felix. It wasn't the way he wanted to get on base, but nice job by him for taking one for the team.
Mosh, definitely a patient hitter, leads this team and leads the MINK with 24 walks this season, playing in his 22nd game of the summer. Also one of 5 guys with 20-plus hits. He has 21. Looking to add that on. There's 22. Lined in a right. McCollum will score. As Ventura gets the ball in quickly, he throws it over the head. So Lucart's going to score. And both Felix and Mosh will move up. And now here comes Felix to the plate, but he's going to be out. Mustangs try to get aggressive. and capitalize off the mistakes from the Mudcats, and they take a 2-1 lead.
Wow, I mean, I love the aggressiveness. I mean, the Mustangs trying to wreak havoc on the base paths. Did a good job. I really give credit to Braden Lucart realizing the ball got away, making a nice move over to third. But Felix right there, just a tough break. He had a good jump up to home, but a nice play made by Exizian. Just a last-second toss and a nice tag put on. And that'll be 2 runs on the play, and Jack Mosh still in scoring position for Coy.
Is the Benton High School graduate from now about a month and a half ago. Chris Coy, Johnny Coy's nephew. University of Nebraska, Omaha commit, and he takes one right off the shoulder blade and gives a little toss of his bat. Second time Exizian has drilled a Mustang up and in.
2 of the last 3 hitters now drilled just in that back area, both right-handed hitters. And it's that righty-righty matchup. I mean, Exizian has what he has to do to get the ball kind of cutting across the plate. Right there, he just wants to paint that inside part of the plate, and it looks like he just missed it. But 2 similar pitches have hit both Felix and Coy, but Mustangs can't complain too much when you got Mosh and Coy on base. I mean, this is a good spot for Little to put something into a gap and score both.
Jane Little with 2 outs. And a runner in scoring position. Mosh has swiped 5 bags in 7 tries. Coy 9 for 9 on his season. Jaden Little, another local product, attends Lincoln University. Playing at first base tonight. Is that first pitch down away? Mosh got a great read, and both runners move up on the pass ball, and now it's 2 in scoring position for Mr. Jaden Little.
We're a little bit of a late reaction from both, but I just love how they read that ball off the glove of Boucher. Just kind of trailed off, and it kept rolling, so it gave them a little bit extra time to move over. Now Little, a single, could score 2.
Little does swing, but it's rolled over to Becker at second, and he will throw out Little to end the threat. But the Mustangs play 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 men left. They found themselves down 1-0 entering the inning. They leave it up 2-1. We're headed to the second. Your Mustangs lead the Mudcats 2-1. You get a look at your Mustangs defensive line tonight. Bodenhausen, Lucart, and McCollum is your outfield trio. Dom Felix making yet another start in the hot corner with Chris Coy at shortstop. Jack Mosh, his counterpart in the middle. Jaden Little at first. And your battery tonight, Ashton Anson, Parker Griffith. Mustangs up 2-1. Fireworks here early. It's the 6, 7, 8 hitters here for Chillicothe, led off by Garrett Geenan, just making his second start of the year and appearing in only his second game. His first game was against St. Joe. He was 2 for 2 with a walk and 2 runs scored.
It was a good day for him a couple days ago. Really contributed to that big run lead win. And he's trying to do the same thing here at Phil Welch.
Mudcats scored 8 runs off Mustang starter Landon Reith. First time that the team had roughed up Reith like that. Only made it 4 innings before being relieved. Didn't want to go around, but he does. Now Geenan in a 1-2 deficit.
Big swing to not want to go around on. He was really wanting it out of the hand, but just before, kind of curled up that wrist, trying to pull that bat back, but it's too far gone.
1-2, Nance thought that was strike three. Started his strikeout trot around the mound, had to quickly put it in reverse. Geenan from Chandler Gilbert Community College out in Arizona. Doesn't offer at the breaking ball, count goes full.
I like it. He's playing it close to the zone. Nance really trying to work his stuff, just so Geenan has to stay not comfortable. I mean, he's putting it close enough to where Geenan's going to have to take some big league takes.
Swung on and missed. First strikeout of the night for Ashton Nance. The victim, Garrett Geenan.
When the off-speed just isn't working, when it's not finding that part of the zone, what do you go back to? His reliable fastball. That thing is so fast out of the hands. Him, DeSantiago, they got some of the most heaters in this game with the Mustangs and in the Mink. I mean, it's tough to see with Nance on the mound.
That'll be Bruce Boucher hitting right at that Mendoza line. 200, 6 for 30. So he takes a breaking ball, strike one. He swings it. The second pitch flies to left. Bodenhausen another opportunity. And he makes the grab for out number 2.
Great pitch from Nance. Put it on the inside. It was a nice swing from Boucher. Just got 2 under it. But Bodenhausen had to get a little bit of a lucky step back. He kind of went forward out off the bat. He couldn't really see it in that sun. But did a good job backpedaling enough and making a nice play out and left.
Now the 8-hole hitter, Ethan Murakoshi. Hawaii Pacific attendee, starting off with strike one. Nance done a very good job so far, 8 batters into his start, getting ahead with strike one. Three-quarter arm slot from Nance. Not as far low as Jace Johnson, but not totally over the head. Now 1-2.
Love the confidence I'm seeing from Nance. He knows that he can work these counts as far as he wants. These Mudcats really haven't been heavy swinging. Love what I'm seeing.
Murakoshi hitting 237. He was 1 for 3 with a run scored against St. Joe on Tuesday. Nance missed his spot inside. Gets another crack at it. 2-2. Swung on and missed. Pulled the string on Murakoshi. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Ashton Nance. 2 strikeouts in the inning. We're ahead to the bottom of the second as you're watching St. Joseph Mustangs baseball here on YouTube. It'll be the Bearcat backstop to get your Mustangs started here in the second. Parker Griffith leads off. 229 hitters so far on the summer. Does have a team leading 2 homers, though. He's also driven in 11 RBIs.
Griffith's just a guy who loves to put the bat on the ball any way he can. Had a big double last Saturday to start out the inning in the 11th for the Mustangs in the walk-off win. So definitely a guy you want to have leading off the game, or the inning, my apologies. He's just a guy who's really confident at the plate.
The 8-9-1 here for the Mustangs. That sun still hurting these fielders. Back behind the pitcher's mound now. But still the outfield and those middle infielders having to deal with it.
It's tough. I mean, looking over, we've been in that outfield before and in that middle infield, Truman. It's just, it gets bright. I mean, it just holds over the grandstand, and it's so tough to see, and that's all you can really see, the glare.
Fouls one off. Exezian ahead, 1-2. One-two, breaking ball that stayed up, and Griffith makes Exezian pay with a leadoff single here in the second.
Same swing approach I saw last Saturday here in this booth. He found something up and inside. He did a good job at keeping his arms tucked into his body around that bat and getting some good speed around in time to knock it, and pulled it to the left side and left field. Did a good job watching that all the way in. That's something that's so important that Griffith does best.
Natalie Truman Bodenhausen rounding out this Mustang lineup. Bodenhausen comes in hitting .295 on the season. 21 hits, 19 runs driven in his 20th game here of the summer. As the Savannah kid quickly ahead 2-0. Is upstairs. Now 3-0.
Bodenhausen, not too many walks on the season, just the 7, but 9 stolen bases. So a guy in that 9-hole spot, they really like to balance him out between the 1 and the 9. They know they can either have him start off or anchor this whole offense really well.
He's taking all the way. 3-1. Upstairs, ball 4. So after the leadoff single by Griffith, Bodenhausen works his 8th walk of the season. Now the Mustangs really have something brewing here in the second, as the lineup card will flip over for Darius Freeman.
Uh-oh, this is what should be staying in the Mudcats' head right now with Darius Freeman coming to bat. Still no outs, double play still in commission, but with the way these Mustangs run on these base paths, that first base could not be occupied for too long, and we'll have to see. Really going to have Boucher behind plate, watch everything in, and try and block as much as he can.
Another pitch misses. Exezian struggling with command. So far to start his outing, he hit 2 batters in the first, and he's already walked a batter here in the second. Now it's the Kansas City, Kansas kid. Swinging 1-0, grounding it foul. Just down the third base line. Freeman got jammed, but thought he did enough with it.
It looked good. I think that just clipped that outside part of the bag, just hopped over it. But they might have just saw it kind of went trail towards the line a little bit more, but a good swing. Freeman's timing him up pretty decent. Need to get a little bit more in front.
Now he taps another one up the third base line, but again, foul. Freeman attends Central Methodist University. He's teammates with Peyton Becker and Tanner Sears. Tonight, they are opponents. Sears in that hot corner. Freeman looking to go that way. Stays alive. Freeman hit 327 in his All-MINK first team selection last summer. Sitting at 324 now. He had 48 hits last summer. He's got half that, 24 in his 21st game. Definitely on pace to replicate those numbers from a year ago.
He is back to being the Darius we all know and love, and right now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's worked himself back into a nice count. I just want to see him shorten his approach. I want to see him maybe get an early step on Exizian and see if he can slap something on the pull side.
Instead, fouls another one off. 5th game Freeman is playing here against Chillicothe. 6 for 14 in the previous 4. He's driven in a run in each of the previous 4 games, driven in 8 total. And also has mashed his only homer on a moonshot 3-run homer back in game 1 of a doubleheader on June the 24th. Game that after the 2nd inning experienced a rain delay, but then the Mustangs came out hot. There's another one blooped past third and lands foul again. 5th foul ball. Freeman is lined down the third base line. So we'll do it again at 2-2.
It's a tad bit earlier. That's all we're looking for from Freeman. Even if it is on that third base side, he can still bloop something on. I mean, these pitches haven't really been too fast for Freeman to have to deal with. He can probably bloop something in that left field area and try and get Griffith around.
2-2 is in the dirt. 3-2. Good block by Boucher. Parker Griffith led off this inning with a single. Truman Bodenhausen followed up with a walk. Griffith has stolen 3 bases this summer, but you have to think with the lefty Freeman. Don't want to test it. As Freeman lines one right back up the middle into center field for a hit. Griffith makes the turn. He will score easily without a throw. And Darius Freeman comes through to extend his hit streak to 8 games.
Right there, shorten the approach, keep the hands in. He was trying to keep those hands out in those inside pitches. Nice swing from Freeman in a big spot. Griffith gave him enough time out in center field. Pinckney couldn't get a throw in, and Freeman doing his job like he always does.
Pinckney's playing very deep out there in center, so didn't have a chance at it. As Freeman, not the prettiest swing, but got all barrel on that one. And just lined it right back up the middle for hit number 25 and RBI number 23. Both of those tie Dom Felix for the team lead.
And now as an RBI in another game against the Mudcats, he's definitely doing his thing against Chillicothe this season. He feels comfortable. I mean, back at home after just the 1 game on the road and the off day. I'm loving to see the comfortability so far. I mean, only in the 2nd, already 3 runs. Looks a lot more confident than they did last week. And now McCollum trying to continue it. Still no outs. And it just flips once again, runners on 1st and 2nd.
After the mound visits, Trevor McCollum, who singled and scored last inning. 40% of Freeman's RBIs up to this point have come against the Chillicothe Mudcats. A team where if the season ended today, these two teams would not face each other in the postseason until the championship series. McCollum skies one. Deep right center, long run for Ventura, but he's under it. He'll make the grab. Bodenhausen tags and heads to third. So it's a productive out nonetheless for McCollum, as now runners are at the corners with 1 away.
Good out. I love it. Put it deep enough. Ventura did a nice job getting over to it. But I like Bodenhausen's speed over there. He definitely likes to read it all the way in. And now runners on the corners, 1 out. We'll likely see Freeman might steal 2nd here.
Freeman is 15 for 17 on his season. Last summer he was 25 for 28, so again on pace to replicate, if not more, those numbers. But it is Braden Lukehart, who extended his hit streak to 5 games with a single to center, and he also came around to score on the Jack Mosh single.
I like this righty-lefty matchup here for Lukart. He's got good holes on both sides in the middle infield.
Big strike one in the outer half of the plate. Lukart in his first summer up here with St. Joe. He hit .347 in 53 games for Missouri Southern. Had 74 hits, 9 doubles, 3 triples, and 7 long balls. Drove in 52, also had 32 walks, and just 18 strikeouts in 213 at-bats.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Just a 8% strikeout rate as Freeman, there he goes for second, and he will be in there. The ball kicks off the glove of Calcano. Freeman's going to get up. He's going to make the turn. He's headed for the plate, but what a throw on line by Calcano to nail Freeman at the plate.
Oh, what a job by Freeman. He kind of kicked it off himself, it looked like. With those wheels, I was for certain Freeman could get around. I like the aggressiveness. But, I mean, shout out to Calcano at short, putting a strong throw. And Boucher's second time he's tagged someone out. It was Felix the first time. Now tough with Freeman. But, nonetheless, a run does get home.
Bodenhausen does walk home easily for run number 4. Now Lukart with nobody on. Lukart has continued those disciplinary ways. Only 5 strikeouts in 57 at-bats. Cesian evens the count, 2 apiece. He takes one just below the knees. Count goes full.
Right there, it shows Lukart knows what he wants. He knows what he loves in the zone, and that was not it. And he knows his zone so well. Him and Mosh, to mention, just know their zone so much better than any other player I've seen.
Ball outside, walk number 14 for Lukart. And with 2 outs, Mustangs have another base runner.
That's tough, 2 outs. You want to continue the inning. Saw something outside, just cut outside at the last second. I love Lukart's approach. Just goes up, isn't looking to do anything fancy. Just trying to put himself in a good position to contribute, and walks are a big part of his game this season.
Now it'll be Dom Felix, who was drilled by a pitch in his first plate appearance and then was caught at home trying to get aggressive and score on an overthrow from Ventura and right. Felix hit .291 this past spring at Emporia State. He's also coming off an all-MINK first-team selection last summer after hitting .321.
Nice rip. I like it. Coy had to get out of the way over at the third base coach over there, but I like the rip, and Felix just got to shorten the approach, maybe fasten up that tempo. Trying to wait on it.
Coy didn't pull anything. Having to make a quick reaction and jump out of the way. Cesian has Felix down 0-2. Breaking ball's popped up. It'll get out of play, and Felix stays alive.
Good payoff swing. You know, just found that one off. Saw something very similar. This one just a little bit more off speed. And it was just 2 off speed for him. Couldn't get around on it 2 in time. But here in an 0-2 count, he's definitely got to widen up his zone approach.
That hit by pitch in the first, Felix has now reached safely in 21 of his 22 games played.
Impressive.
Only game to get in reach base. He's 0 for 3 on an RBI against these Mudcats as he waves and misses for the strikeout to end the inning, but not before. Your Mustangs played 2 more on 2 hits. 1 runner left. We're headed to the 3rd. It's an early romp for the Mustangs as they lead 4-1. is the 4th of July weekend, so thought get some 4th of July trivia out there. And first one of the night, have it all this weekend, but what is the most commonly consumed food in the United States on the 4th of July? Is it A, apple pie, B, cheeseburgers, C, banana splits, or D, hot dogs? And I will remind fans the famous Joey Tribbiani quote from the episode, one of the Thanksgiving ones, the one with the rumor. When Monica says that she's not going to make a turkey, Joey says the line, but you got to have turkey on Thanksgiving. It's like 4th of July and no apple pie.
Oh.
Don't know if that, don't know if that was a hint, viewers, but Jackson, you got any thoughts?
I do. I'm going to go hot dogs. I feel like that's an American classic on the summertime, especially outside. I'm going to go hot dogs.
Meanwhile, Rafael Calcano on 1-2 pops it in the infield. And Chris Coy's under it for out number 1.
Good job by Coy, just doing his job again in the infield. He's been a big front man and a big captain and a part of this infield, and he's doing a good job tonight.
Now back to the top. Man who has the only hit tonight so far for the Mudcats, Jarian Pickney, was named Offensive MINK League Player of the Week this past week for his efforts, and he continues to swing a hot stick.
He does. I like his approach, his stance. It's very wide, so he can get around pretty quick on anything. He has the bat kind of up high on his shoulder. Truman, I don't know about you. What's your answer? Are you sticking with apple pie, or?
Well, I know the answer, so I can't share it.
Oh, that's very true. Aiden, what about you? Our producer in here. What's your answer? He says cheeseburgers.
Producer's thinking cheeseburger. No one going with the banana split. Another breaking ball found off by Pickney. Hands ahead 1-2. Pickney had 4 multi-hit games in the final 4 games of June after only having 2 up to last week. Definitely found his stride at the plate. He was 11 of 19 last week with a homer, 3 runs driven in, 7 runs scored, and 7 stolen bases. He got on base at a .619 clip. That's the reason why. Great vision right there. Just lays off the breaking ball, 3-2.
I want to see if Nance goes back to that fastball here, tries to blow it right by him.
Does go back to the fastball. He fouls it off. Spartanburg Methodist attendee. Like tonight's Mudcat pitcher, Blake Exezian. Hit .365 in 49 games, drove in 39 and stole 23 bags. Another 3-2 chopped up the middle. Coy to his left, gonna have to make a quick throw, and he does. Retires the speedy Pickney for 2 outs.
Mr. Fundamentals, Chris Coy does a good footwork. It was chopped up that middle part of the area. Did a good job putting the glove on it, and that was just a good job by Nance. He could have gone to off speed, but he went back to the fastball, kept it more outside this time, kept Pickney guessing, and I liked the approach from Nance there. And he has 2 quick outs.
And he said Mr. Fundamental there. I thought you were talking about Tim Duncan.
Oh.
Hall of Fame power forward for the San Antonio Spurs. But
it's a good pull.
Chris Coy, the young gun. Again, only 18 years old. Committed to play baseball at Nebraska, Omaha. Breaking ball just misses. Here to Peyton Becker. He popped out to Coy his first trip to the plate. Now he finds himself down on the count 1-2. Becker, a utility guy, he's found himself tonight at second, but he's played short. He's played third. A couple games in the outfield as well. He comes in 0-for in his last 4 games. Last time he got a hit was June 27th. That one round to the right side. Sliding play made by Mosh. Saves my announcer, Jinx. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Ashton Nance. Nance has set down 8 in a row. We're heading to the bottom of the third here at Phil Welch. Still 4-1 Mustangs. A short outing, shortest of the season for Blake Exesian as Max Wagers takes over, makes his 6th appearance of the season. First time out of the bullpen for Wagers in 5 starts. He's 1-2 in 23 innings, 3.13 ERA, 1.35 WHIP, 18 strikeouts to 9 walks. And he gets the 5-6-7 due up here in the third.
Mustangs just did a really good job attacking Exesian. 4 runs on 5 hits. Love to see the aggressiveness to open up the game.
It's Jack Mosh who worked his team leading 22nd hit, back in the first, a 2-run scoring hit. He finds himself down 0-2. Doesn't chase the changeup in the dirt. Wagers pitched here against St. Joe back on June the 11th. Went 4 1/3 innings and gave up 5 runs. On 7 hits, struck out 3 and didn't walk anybody. And that 2-2 landed fair up the third baseline and down into the left field corner. Mosh will easily make the turn and cruise into second, and it's a leadoff double for Jack Mosh.
Saw an outside pitch, was behind on it, but did a good job. It just fell fair on that third baseline. Really hard to see from our angle. But Mosh watched it all the way in and got a good jump out of the batter's box, and now a leadoff double. Second hit for him. He's having himself a day.
Mosh had been 3 for 16 in his last 5 games. He's broken back out with a vengeance, now 2 for 2. That'll be for Chris Coy, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. Almost hit by a pitch again as that one runs high and tight again.
Man, he's just getting the unlucky stuff out of the hands. Oh, runs up near that chin guard.
Looks at a breaking ball for a strike. Coy hitting .279. 19 hits and 68 at-bats. Now he lines one into left field and down. Mosh will get waved home by Johnny Coy. Throw in, cut off. And it's another RBI hit for a Mustang. First of the night for Coy as he drives in his 15th run on the season.
Great swing approach from Coy inside. Hands around, drove it into left field. Love how comfortable he is. He just is so patient and really waits for that pitch, and he doesn't really try and get very erratic and jump on it. He does a good job sticking to himself, sticking to hit the same swing every time. And he's having himself a great freshman season back home in St. Joe.
It's now to be Jaden Little. He grounded to second to end the first. But he lines a first pitch past the diving glove of Calcano. 3 straight hits to open up the third. Now runners at first and second for the catcher Griffith.
Wagers kind of struggled last time out on the 11th, and Mustangs fresh out of the pen. It's where they like to attack. We saw that against Sedalia. Had to get Russo out of the pen for them, and Mustangs ate them up. And here with Wagers, they're looking to do the same thing. Still no outs. The Mustangs bats really coming alive.
Wagers did throw 6 shutout innings against Carroll back on June the 28th, a game the Mudcats lost 4-0. It was their last loss. Before that, he threw 2 innings on June the 24th in that start that had a rain delay, so he was taken out. Gave up 1 run on 1 hit. Griffith singled and scored in the second. Originally from Lee Summit, Missouri. Now Griffith ahead 2-1. Griffith clubbed his first homer of the season back on June the 6th. Against these Mudcats. In that game, he was 1 for 2. With that homer, he also walked twice, stole a pair of bags, and scored 2 runs. Now Wagers is risking walking the bases loaded. He's down 3-1 to Griffith.
He just doesn't want to give him anything in the zone. Griffith had a nice job last at bat, pulled one into the left field gap between third and short. Doesn't want to do the same thing, but definitely don't want to load it up.
3-1 chop foul. Griffith this past season at Northwest Missouri State, he hit 184 in 34 games. He got 87 at-bats, 16 hits. One of those was a double, and 4 of those were the long ball.
Go Bearcats.
Now it's ball 4 upstairs, so after 3 straight hits, Wagers walks Griffith to load the bases for the RBI man himself, Truman Bodenhausen.
Here he comes up. I mean, drew the walk last time, came around to score. He's ultra comfortable in these situations. No outs, bases loaded. And this is a guy who's not a typical 9-hole. We talked about that last time. He's a guy who definitely knows how to keep the Indians alive. This isn't a guy that you have to look at and say, we can pitch to him, he's not heavy. Bodenhausen is one of the heaviest 9-hole hitters I've seen. And I know this is a guy that can make the job done here with bases loaded.
Bodenhausen is the definition of your second leadoff hitter, sometimes what they call that 9-hole hitter. By no means the quote-unquote worst hitter in the lineup. He's a guy who can get a hit, jumpstart the offense for the top of the lineup, and Darius Freeman, who waits on deck. But he has a chance to drive in his 20th run and maybe more. Wagers just looking for that first out. Mustang hitters have been on him early. Mosh led off the inning with a double. He was driven in by a Coy single, and then Little followed that up with a single. Parker Griffith worth the walk. 0-1 flare down the right field line. Coming over is Ventura. But he can't get there. Bodenhausen also has had several opportunities out in left field. After this past spring, he became the first player at any NCAA level, college baseball level, to win back-to-back Gold Gloves in back-to-back years, but at 2 different positions. He's won one at second base and now at shortstop for North Central Missouri College.
He knows how to get it done anywhere you put him on the field. He's a utility player at heart, and I love how Johnny Coy really knows how to facilitate this lineup. He really goes from top to bottom with guys he can trust no matter where they're at.
Having his best summer with the Stangs, 348 hitter. Chops one over to short for Calcano. He'll go the long way across. Throws out Bodenhausen, but Coy crosses the plate for run number 6.
That's exactly what he's told to do. Put the ball in play and deep enough, not on the third base side or first base side where it was a play at home. Nice job. Just line it up the middle. Play was not at home. A nice run. And still 2 runners in scoring position with an out back to the top.
20th RBI of the season for Bodenhausen. That ball was not hit hard enough to roll 2, as now it's Darius Freeman who drove in a run with a single in the second. Has a chance to drive in more here in the third. And that ball up the middle and pass under the glove of Calcano, and Freeman will do just that. Easily into score as Little, easily home is Griffith. And it's a 2-run single for Darius Freeman.
Looks carbon copy of the last swing. Just this one was on the ground. Just put it right back up the middle. Enough velocity to get out of the infield, escaping the glove of Calcano. And a good jump from Griffith. He got enough down the line to where he had a good opportunity to score. 2 runs come across on another single from Freeman. He's also having himself a night.
3rd RBI of the night for Freeman. He's now 2 for 3 as it brings up Trevor McCollum, who's 1 for 2. And he swings, launches one left field, back is Spotto, but right in front of the warning track, he'll make the grab as the Phil Welch graveyard claims another victim.
Loud out number 2. It just really, the outfield is so big, especially for these guys coming in wood bats this summer. It's hard for them to get that exit velocity they're used to with those metal pieces, but nonetheless, great swing from McCollum. Just has to go up there and look to do the same exact thing. He'll probably get a different result if he keeps doing that.
So now Braden Lukehart making his 3rd plate appearance in 3 innings. He's 1 for 1. Walking a single on his line. Wager's just trying to get out of it. Already allowed 4 here in the inning. He's another guy who plays ball at North Central Missouri College. Appeared in 14 games this past spring as Lukehart fouls one off his foot. 56 and 2/3 innings. He had a 4.29 ERA, 45 strikeouts. Opponents hit 267 off him. The Mustangs have jumped on him. There goes Freeman to second. Pitch was up, throw down by Boucher. And it basically took Calcano right into the sliding Freeman for the out. Freeman wanting interference. Calcano gives him a bump on his head. And that'll end the inning. Wacky end of the inning as Freeman is caught stealing for just the 3rd time this season. Mustangs do plate 4, though. They continue to grow this massive lead. It's now 8-1 as we're a third of this way through this game. Headed to the 4th here at Phil Welch on a holiday weekend. 8-1 Mustangs. After the Mustangs played 4 more in the bottom of the third, we get you back to your first trivia question of the night here on the holiday weekend celebrating United States independence and all those who have served our country past and present. But what is the most commonly consumed food on 4th of July in the United States? And Jackson, you are correct.
Yes!
The answer is indeed hot dogs.
Yes.
Sorry if I led any of you astray thinking it might have been apple pie, but it is indeed a ballpark staple and a classic, the American dog.
How could it not?
Meanwhile, another dog, this one a DAWG dog. Ashton Nance back out for his 4th inning of work. He's retired 8 Mudcats in a row. And it's the 3-4-5 here to face him. Jordy Ventura leads off, and on a 1-0, it's a one-hopper to Chris Coy. And Mr. Fundamental easily makes the play, now 9 straight retired.
Right at him. Didn't really have to move. Just read it good, nicely off the hop. Good confidence booster. Makes it 9 in a row. Nance still working.
Now it'll be Tanner Sears. Batting in that cleanup spot. He's 0 for 1. Flied out to Bodenhausen in the left his first time up. Sears riding a nice little 4-game hit streak, including 3 hits and a homer against the Mustangs on Tuesday. Both his home runs this season have come against St. Joe. Drove in that 3 that day. He's drove in 7 over this nice little 4-game hit streak. Now that one is launched. Deep left center, overs Lukart, and he runs it down in the alley for out number 2.
Good read. Lukart right and off the bat. I mean, this outfield, so speedy as it is, they put the fastest guys out there for a reason, and off those types of hits, it's going to be tough for most to get over there, especially in as wide as an outfield as Phil Welch is. Great play by Lukart.
That'll be John Spotto. He also flied out to Bodenhausen his first time up. Got jammed on a pitch. This Mustangs outfield, no matter who Johnny Coy slots in, continue to make plays. That one under the glove of the diving Mosh to break the streak of 10 consecutive Mudcats retired. Second hit of the night for Chillicothe, first for Spotto.
First hit since the leadoff man, Pinckney, as well. And Nance has really kept the firepower off the bats and big pops. And right there, he just got a good piece. It was just an unlucky spot for Nance out of the hands. And Spotto got a good piece of it.
Now it'll be Garrett Geenan. Was retired for the first time this season. Only his 3rd at bat. He struck out swinging in the 2nd. Nance has continued to impress here in his starting roles. I'm sure if you asked him, his biggest start of his baseball career certainly came in May down in Ozark, Missouri at the Ozark Mountain Sports Complex. The Class 6 semifinal game as that one lined up the middle into center. It's now back-to-back 2-out singles here for the Mudcats.
And we've seen it here with the Mustangs, and most of these teams that come in with 2 outs, you just get comfortable with your zone, and you just think you can just kind of get through with putting them there. And now the Mudcats kind of figuring out Nance as they get later into this ball game. And Nance still with 2 outs. I mean, you can't really worry about too much who's on. He's just got to get himself out, just keep throwing his pitches, but maybe loosen up on the on the inside of the zone a little bit more.
Did fall behind Geenan in that count. Now he falls behind Boucher here. Boucher 0 for 1. Hitting right at that Mendoza line this season. Jackson, you know who the Mendoza line is named after?
I do not. Enlighten me.
Named after Mario Mendoza.
Mario Mendoza.
It's consistently under the 200 line. It was deemed the Mendoza line for a player's ability to never seem to climb that hill.
It does suck. That is an unfortunate way. That's an unfortunate line to be at. You want to break 250, maybe just get past, but yeah.
Now Nance gets back in the zone, has Boucher down 1 and 2. And really, the 200 mark is the only line that really has a name. I mean,
Yeah.
if a player's able to hit 400, it means the 400 club. Not really named that, but it's really just that 200. Guess anything worse, you're just bad, and anything better, you're pretty good. Breaking ball breaks too far outside the zone, 2 and 2.
You definitely don't want to be under that Mendoza line. And if you are, just try to find yourself again and just try and get more bats on the ball. But
now 2-2 rolled off the end of the bat. It'll bounce foul. Count remains. Battle between Boucher and Nance.
you know, Nance has really been working on that outside half part of the plate. Majority of this at bat. I want to see with that fastball. The fastball's been that 2-strike killer for these Mudcats. I want to see if he wants to try and plate that more inside. I want to see if he wants to get Boucher thinking it'll be outside, open the hands, and just completely miss it on the inside half.
Another 2-2 misses high and away. 3-2, so both runners will be off on the pitch. Fielders will have to stay home and throw across. 3-2 top 4. Mustangs lead 8-1. First and second here with 2 outs. Boucher the 7-hole. Chops one foul. We'll do it again.
Good battle. Boucher doing a good job getting the payoff pitches the way he wants them to. He's gotten kind of lucky with some of these. If they were in play, definitely could have been an easy ground out, but he's just still looking to stay up there and see if he can catch a good barrel.
Another full count delivery from Nance. This one's lined off the glove of Chris Coyne into left center. Spotto will score. Lukehart gets the ball in quickly as 3 straight singles here with 2 outs. Plates Chillicothe's second run. Now will be runners on the corners for Ethan Murakoshi.
Just a beautiful swing from Boucher, just enough to get on that top of the part of the glove of Coy and just kind of pop off the glove. And that deflection kind of gave enough time for Spotto to come home to score. Geenan's going to be held at third, still 2 outs. We'll see if the Mudcats continue to work.
Coy tried to extend all of his 6-foot frame, but just wasn't able to get it. Clipping off his glove and keeping the inning alive. Murakoshi struck out swinging to end the second. He takes a rip at the 1-0. Sky deep center. Lukehart calls everyone off. And he makes the 2-hand grab to retire Murakoshi. But not before the Mudcats strike with 2 outs and 3 straight singles to plate a run. They chip away at the lead here in the 4th, but the Mustangs still take an 8-2 lead, headed to the bottom of the 4th. Beautiful night out here tonight at Phil Welch. Currently 85 degrees. We'll stay in the low 80s here throughout the rest of this game. Sun has started to set. Shadows cover the ballpark. The Mustangs looking to respond after the Mudcats put up a run in the top of the fourth.
They did. They did it in a good job. 2 outs. Looked very comfortable in the spot where they knew they had to keep the inning going. They got some nice hits, and they just worked around the bases. Got home a run, and, you know, anything counts when you're trying to chip away a lead that the Mustangs have.
Now it'll be Braden Lucard, who takes a rip at the first pitch and lines it into center. His second hit of the night. It's a leadoff single here in the fourth.
I mean, why not? If you like it right out of the gates. I love the swing from Lucard. Love the opening confidence. That's a great way to start the inning, knowing, hey, why wait? We can try and, we know we're up by 6 runs, but let's get more. Let's start now. Let's not wait until we can know we're going to be comfortable. Let's just go now. I like that approach.
Max Wagers back out, gave up 4 runs in the third. Looking to limit the damage here in the fourth. It's Dom Felix, who's 0 for 1. He's hit by a pitch back in the first. Third straight inning. The Mustangs have gotten their leadoff man on. They're able to capitalize those first 2 times. See if they can capitalize here. Another big hack from Felix. Fouls it straight back, 1 and 2.
He's done a good job. Those fastballs has really been kind of hard for him to catch up to here in this at-bat, and he's doing a good job just putting a piece on it. Now I want to see if he can read the off-speed, maybe coming out of here from Wagers. Maybe a slider cutting across, seeing if he can probably poke it out into the big gap between second and first.
Takes a big rip at a breaking ball. Deep left field, back is Spotto, but he has a great beat on it and runs under it to make the grab.
Another victim of the Phil Welch graveyard. I mean, it had good sound off of the bat. It had a good loft. And definitely just a great swing. But those just like to trail up. There's no wind, as we see center field flag, nothing going. So that's just all whatever bad voodoo is out there in the outfield.
Good wood. Couldn't get enough on it. So now it'll be Jack Mosh. He's 2 for 2. 2 RBIs and a double. Broke out of his 3 for 16 slump with quite the performance. He continues to mash here at Phil Welch against Chillicothe. Came in 4 for 7. Now he's 6 for 9.
He was definitely due. You know, he's such a patient hitter as he is. Works a lot of walks, leads the team. But he was due to get something going with the baseball bat. And tonight he's been doing just that. I'm happy to see it, as he's still trying to, you know, figure out what he wants to do next spring for college. And this is a good spot to start.
10 to the University of Minnesota in the portal to see who might come a-calling. Only appeared in 7 games for the Golden Gophers. Now he's way ahead of Wagers here, 3-0. Mosh, the most patient hitter on this Mustang squad. 24 walks in 90 plate appearances. But he's swinging 3-0. He'll sky one deep center. Pickney's back. And the 3-0 gamble for Mosh does not pay off as he's retired for the first time tonight.
I probably want that one back. And I'm not talking about the swing. Mosh does a good job on 3-0s, watches them go by, and maybe get on base with a walk there. But, I mean, I like the swing approach. It was a good swing, put it in the center, and it just dies once again. And it'll actually look like it'll be a balk, so Mosh will stay up.
A late balk call called by our umpires. It's something you don't usually see. Usually it's pretty immediate after the pitch is delivered, but that one took all the way. Mosh connecting with it, Mosh running down the first base line, and Mosh heading back towards the dugout. But he gets new life. And that's taken for strike one. Mosh thought it was outside. First summer with the Stangs. Now count is full.
Back to being his true self right there. Saw something that was close enough. Wasn't 100% certain on it. Just good job putting wood on it now. A full count. Really got to work himself, tighten up the zone, see if he can draw something out into the gap.
Full count offering in on the hands. This one fly to center, and Pinckney for the second time retires Mosh with a fly out to center.
Did not have to erase my scorebook there. Stayed back in center field. Pinckney, a good read on it. Didn't have to move anywhere. But now Coy is officially up with a runner in scoring position. Coy, a beautiful swing on the inside half last time out. Looking for the same approach here.
Coy 1 for 1 RBI single his last time up. He's also hit by a pitch. Wagers hung him a breaking ball in their first meeting in the third. Coy pounced on it. Now heading to third is Lukart. Throw is late.
He's in there.
And he's in there safely.
What a jump. And it was almost a jump that Wagers just didn't even know what to do with it. And I just like the approach there from Lukart, staying full throttle the whole way through.
9th stolen base of the summer for Lukart. Still is yet to be caught. And that was one of those that he was already 3/4 of the way by the time Wagers thought about throwing, and that one little hesitation from Wagers. Lukart just committed. Wagers did not. Now Coy bloops one shallow right. In comes Ventura. He'll lay out and it'll get down. RBI single, Chris Coy, lead back to 7 at 9-2.
Second RBI of the night for Coy. Second hit as well. Off the, that top part of that bat, and it trailed just enough. Ventura, good chase. Kind of looks a little shooken up there and right. He took a big dive towards it, just got underneath his glove. And the Mustangs yet another run.
Ball was falling fast, and Ventura playing fairly deep out and right, had to make a long run and just couldn't come up with those extra 5 inches. Now it's Jane Little, who's also 1 for 2. He scored a run last inning on a single. Little hit 280 this past spring at Lincoln University. He had 47 hits and 168 ABs, 48 games played. One of the guys getting their last hurrah on the diamond.
He's done a good job. A slow start at the start of the season, but he's really developed into another good season here for the Mustangs, and want to see if he can continue this inning with 2 outs.
He has 17 strikeouts as he's down 1 and 2, but like Jackson was saying, about 13 of those came in those first 8 games when he just couldn't buy making contact. Now we've seen him shorten up his approach, stay within himself, and he's really started to tattoo some balls nicely. 2-2 from Wagers. Fouled off. Single in the third was hit number 15 of Little's 2025 campaign. He takes a breaking ball in the dirt. Another full count to a Mustang hitter.
To add on to that, just the ability to extend the at-bat is the most impressive thing that we've seen from the Mustangs so far this season. And a guy like Little, who does like to swing that bat, has definitely taught himself to hold back.
He rips another one, this one on a line, but again, Spotto got a great jump on it to retire the side. Loud out to end the fourth. Mustangs plate 1 on 2 hits, 1 left. We're headed to the 5th here at Phil Welch. Mustangs back up 7, now lead 9-2. Let's get a look at Mustangs' holiday weekend schedule. They are the only MINK League game tomorrow in action on July the 4th as they host the Sedalia Bombers. And then it'll be the Clarinda A's back in town on Saturday the 5th. They'll finish up that suspended game from last Thursday before playing their regularly scheduled game. They also have the police versus firefighters softball game beforehand. It'll be a good time on a holiday weekend celebrating our freedom.
It will. It'll be police and fire. Finish up the 9th inning tied at 3 between the A's, and then they'll get to the regular game following that. So it'll be a fun weekend here with be able to broadcast with you, Truman, and a short week, but a fun one as it is the 4th of July.
Ashton Nance back out for his 5th, and laying down a bunt is going to be Rafael Calcano, but what a throw by Felix. What a scoop at first by Little. Gets the speedy Calcano to start the 5th.
Amazing throw, good pursuit from Felix, but I'm going to give that credit there to Little, like you just mentioned, Truman. The scoop right there was a tough throw, kind of coming on the sidearm, and a good first out from Nance. He's still moving on these Mudcats. Look to see maybe if he gets to 2 outs, if he can kind of tone it down, work himself, and hopefully to see a quick inning here.
Now back to the top, and Jarian Pickney, 1 for 2 with a run scored. Had 11 hits last week. And already this week he's got 2. Takes a big rip at a breaking ball but misses. That hit back in the first inning extended his hit streak to 9 games. On quite the tear here at the end of the June, beginning of July. Nance looking for strikeout number 3. Doesn't get Pickney to chase that slider. Is some action up in that right center Mustang bullpen. A few guys walking around doing some light throwing, and there is strikeout number 3. Got him on the slider. Pickney thought maybe it was a drop third strike, but he'll hightail it back to the dugout. Another punch out for Ashton Nance.
Good job mixing up the pitches. Right there we saw that slider work to its best ability. And it just went east to west in a way that Pinkney cannot get a bat on. When you go from the fastball that Nance has to that slider, it's hard to catch up to and time it. And 2 outs, we'll see if you can get out of it.
That's Peyton Becker 0 for 2. Nance starts him off with a strike. Pickney laid off slider the previous pitch, and then Nance went right back to the well, and he got Pickney to chase that time. Now he quickly has Becker down 0-2.
It's looking comfortable. Let's see if he can maybe get another punch out here. And the inning with a boom.
Mustangs into the windup. The 1-2 to Becker. Swung on and missed. Boom goes the dynamite to end the 5th. 5 strong innings here from Ashton Nance, and it's taco time for the fans. But it's another 1-2-3 inning for Ashton Nance. Pair of strikeouts in the inning. We're halfway home here on July 3rd. Mustangs still lead the Mudcats 9-2. Max Wager's looking to throw up the first 0 on the Mustangs line so far tonight. Out to a commanding 9-2 lead with Ashton Nance dominating on the mound. It'll be Parker Griffith getting the Mustangs home half of the 5th started.
Feels like a big sigh of relief here for Mustangs fans. The last couple of games has definitely been a whirlwind, coming off a loss against these Mudcats. And then the game against Sedalia, definitely a barn burner, winning that one in extra innings. But it's just a good feeling to have the Mustangs back at home to start it with a predominant lead.
Griffith 1 for 1, scored a couple of runs. And he's having some fun. Catch my rhyme?
I did. That was beautiful.
You can call me Dr. Seuss. Meanwhile, Griffith down 1-2. New trailer out for an animated Cat in the Hat movie. Don't know if you saw that, but
I didn't.
Biggest question is what happened to Thing 2? Thing 2 was not there.
What?
Don't know what they're trying to do.
No.
Don't know what's going on. There was Thing 1, Thing 3, and a whole other things.
There's a line of
Is
contingency.
things plural? What would be plural for things, or is it just things? Things is the plural for things.
Oh, no. You stumped me.
Meanwhile, Griffith grounds one to third. Diving play made by Sears from his back. But the locomotive in Griffith able to chug out an infield single. Second hit of the night.
I'm going to give credit to Sears. Good play on the hot corner. Got a good glove on it. But just rolled over, and that's just a tough play to make from your bottom side. And Griffith just chugging along, did a good job, never gave up. And now just a quick single for these Mustangs.
Griffith rolled over on the swing, but Sears rolled over on the play. Calcano was there, and again, Griffith, again, not the speediest guy, but definitely not the slowest guy. Would have been interesting to see if the Calcano had gotten that ball deep short. They would have had a better throw. Now it's Truman Bodenhausen, 0 for 1 with an RBI and a run scored.
Not at all. Yeah, Griffiths came around to score both times. He's came up to the plate so far tonight. Came from second to home, went first to home to win the ball game against the Bombers. He's got some speed when he's on base.
I always felt like there was a difference between just raw speed and running the bases speed.
That's right.
Again, taking those sharp lines, full strides, using the bags not as a brake but as a launch pad. Bodenhausen skies one, fouling out. Now down 1-2. Wagers had Griffith down 1-2 before he was able to leg out the infield single. Fourth straight inning, the Mustangs gotten their leadoff man on. Something we're wishing they did last homestand. Now Bodenhausen in the hole to Calcano. He'll go the long way, deep shore to throw. And it'll be back-to-back infield singles.
I mean, right there, 1-2, like you mentioned. Just not the best spot for Wagers to be in, I guess. I mean, it was in that same hole near the third base shortstop side. This time, Calcano got to it just deep enough. And with Bodenhausen's speed getting over there, I mean, the Mustangs are putting the ball in play just in ways that this defense is having the troubles to try and deal with.
Now move your eyes 8 spots back to the top of your lineup card. It's Darius Freeman already working on a very nice night. 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. Now that one grounded off the glove of Wagers and into left field. Griffith makes the turn. He'll score easily. Hit number 3 for Freeman. RBI number 4. And it's 10-2 Stangs.
Third hit of the ball game. It's going to be RBI number 4 for Darius Freeman, having himself a night. And right there was just an unlucky spot for Calcano. He was coming over in that middle depth, and it just hits off the top of the glove. And like I said, the deflection, it was happened to Coy. Now it happens to Calcano. Just gives enough time for Mr. Parker Griffith to scamper around.
Now 26 RBIs on the season for Freeman, and 12 of them have come against the team that calls Chillicothe home. Here from St. Joe, you take 36 east. And you'll reach Chillicothe, the land of sliced bread.
We're getting directions, and we're getting known facts. I love this. I love the geography here with Truman. Land is home of the sliced bread.
Sliced bread.
Wow.
Home of sliced bread. I drove through there last Sunday. Did not stop for the sliced bread.
Okay.
It would have been soggy bread. It was raining. When I went through. Meanwhile, it's Trevor McCollum. He's ahead 2-1. He's 1 for 3 on his night. Single and a pair of flyouts. The Overland Park, Kansas native attends Washburn University.
Oh, that was a good take.
Wagers frustrated with himself. Don't know if he was saying some stuff into his glove. He missed with a breaking ball. Don't know if he was mad about him missing his spot. Mad that wasn't called a strike. But he's in danger of walking the bases loaded with still nobody out here in the 5th. And that one going to run inside and clip McCollum. So now the bases will be loaded for Braden Lucart.
You know, 3-1 right there. McCollum's just looking to just get on base with the walk. We're getting hit. Definitely not the most likely situation, but bases loaded with Lucart on. No one out. Lucart already 2 hits on his night. He's also a guy that you do not want on the plate with bases loaded the way he's been swinging. We'll have to see if he can join Freeman in the 3-hit club.
Lucart extended his hit streak to 5 games. During that 4-game streak before that, he was 5 for 16 with 6 RBIs, 3 runs, couple of doubles, couple of walks, and a couple of stolen bases. Now make it 7 for 18. Looking to drive home his first run of the evening. He scored a pair. And he might. Drills one right field. Back is Ventura. Onto the track, and it's over his head and up against the yellow frog graphic sign. One's in. Freeman's in. And it's a 2-run double for Braden Lucart, and now 12-2 St. Joe.
Got all of it. 2 RBIs come home on it. That was looking close. It got to the yellow frog graphic sign. I was hoping that thing could have gone over for the grand slam, but Lucart was in time due for something big, and an extra base hit from him is exactly what could propel the Mustangs here to continue to get some more. Still no outs, 2 runners in scoring position for Dom Felix, but a great approach. Kept the hands inside and drove it all the way to the wall. Nice swing from Lucart.
13th and 14th RBIs of the year for Lucart. As the Mustangs have scored in every inning, and they just continue to pour it on. Now 12 runs on 15 team hits.
Dominant.
Man at the plate right now, Dom Felix, the only man to not reach base via hit. He's reached base via hit by pitch, but he is still hitless here tonight.
Got to get him one. Let him join the club. Be definitely one of the coolest things to see everyone get on base with a hit. And Felix a hit here, most likely scoring both.
Big rip at a breaking ball. Felix got good wood his last time up in the fourth. He skied one to deep left. John Spada was able to run it down right on the warning track. Hit like that would drive in a run on a sac fly.
Right there, you just got to be productive. And if the sac fly is what your answer is, you'll take it. Still no outs. You can maybe move Lucard over to third and probably do the same exact thing. Goal here is just to get them both home.
Fouls it off, 2-2. Wagers had come in with a 3.13 ERA and had been very nice so far for the Mudcats, but here tonight, he's now given up 8 runs in 2+ innings. And really just looking for anything. A fire extinguisher, maybe a blanket, maybe a windbreaker jacket. Unfortunately, he's only grabbed the can of gasoline. Full count to Felix. This one again, drilled, deep left center and back. It's at the wall, and it one-hops the wall. There is the hit for Felix. One's home, a second's home, and it's now 14-2 Mustangs.
Another swing put on back-to-back. This one goes to the opposite side as the right-handed batter Felix got one inside, put a nice jolt, got the bat around quick, and he drives both of them home, did the job, got the hit. Everyone has had a hit here in the lineup for the Mustangs. Dominant, 16 hits, 14 runs, and we're getting close. Maybe another run rule coming into Phil Welch, another MINK League opponent, and the Mustangs looking confident as ever.
Call the St. Joe Fire Department because there's a raging inferno here at Phil Welch, and it's coming out of that home first base dugout. But that'll do it for Wagers. So he gives up 10 runs in 2+ innings and is responsible for Felix at second. Still nobody out here in the fifth. We'll take a short break. So you're watching St. Joseph Mustangs baseball here on YouTube. It'll be Brady Graskowitz, and hopefully he brought his fire extinguisher from that left center bullpen. 7th appearance on the summer for Mr. Graskowitz in 6 1/3 innings. 1.42 ERA, has just given up 1 earned run on 3 hits. 4 strikeouts to 5 walks, so has struggled with command. But again, Jackson, in a game like this, down by a dozen runs, you're just looking to fill that strike zone and hoping you can get some outs.
Just getting ahead, right? You know, just can't lose to these runners. on base, and you can't lose the batters at the plate. No outs. You really need to keep them off. And Mosh here is going to be a tough one to face coming down to the pen. But it is a lefty-lefty matchup for Graskowitz. But Mosh definitely looking for more.
Mosh 2 for 3, 2 RBIs. Had a leadoff double in the third. He has a chance to drive in his third run. 2 straight 2-run doubles from Dom Felix and Braden Lukehart. Mosh looking to get his second double of the night and another run-scoring hit. This one skied over to left. Spotto a couple steps to his right. And he'll make the grab for out number run, retiring Mosh.
Graskowitz did what he was told to do. Put it in the zone, but not enough to where they could get ahead of it. And he got Mosh behind, and it just trailed into left field. Good first out for Graskowitz as well. Back to a righty-righty matchup in Coy. We'll see if he can put another good swing on.
Graskowitz pitched against the Mustangs back on June the 11th. He threw 2/3 of an inning. Didn't give him any runs, any hits, any walks. So he came in, did his due diligence, and got out of it. So now it's Chris Coy. Coy 2 for 2. 2 straight RBI singles. He's also been drilled by a pitch on the shoulder blade. Coy was up in the booth with us pregame talking about getting the chance to play for the University of Nebraska-Omaha and play at Charles Schwab Field. Just the cool experience that will be to be able to call that legendary field your home stadium. Two-one breaking ball misses up, now 3-1.
Nice job by Coy, staying composed. Got the one out to work with. He's got a nice spot at first, waiting for him if he can stay composed and patient and continue this inning.
Graskowitz last pitched against the Mustangs on July 1st. 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, and a strikeout. No runs, though. Last time he gave up an earned run was back in his first appearance on June the 5th against Sedalia. His longest outing of the season, though, is only an inning and a third. But we'll see how long he goes tonight. The 3-1 to Coy. Down and in ball 4. Chris Coy on base for the 4th time here tonight. And puts runners at first and second for Jaden Little.
There you go. 2 runners on. Felix not the speediest at second, so we don't think he'll be moving over unless a pass ball gets on. But now with 1 out, you kind of want to see if you can just advance him over. But Little still looking for another hit in this ball game. Got the single back in the 3rd, and he's wanting to get himself his first RBI.
1 for 3. He's hit safely now in 3 straight games is Little. He's hit safely in all 4 games he's played here against Chillicothe. Still, like you said, Jackson, still is yet to drive in a run against the Mudcats this season. He scored 5 runs, but that RBI versus the Mudcats here eludes him.
He's due for it. Would love to see it.
9th Mustang to the plate here in the inning. Looking to just add on.
He was waiting on that one. He really liked what he saw. It was up in the zone. Wanted to see if he can maybe get a barrel up and in. See if he could drive it out into that right center field gap.
Graskowitz has him down 1-2. Breaking ball. Graskowitz tried and deflects it right to Becker over to first. And a little 1-4-3 double play ends the inning and gets the Mudcats out of it, but not before the Mustangs plate 5 runs on 5 hits, 2 men left. We're headed to the 6th. It's a beatdown. 14-2 Stangs. Bronco Witt takes over for Ashton Nance, who only gives up 2 runs in 5 innings and is in line for the win. Witt came out of the bullpen to start the year, then made a couple of starting appearances. Now gets his chance to go back to his roots and come out of the bullpen. Last time he pitched was on June the 21st. Gave up 6 runs in just 3 innings against Carroll. Had 5 strikeouts but 3 walks. But when he's come out of the bullpen, he's thrown 4 shutout innings. So that inflated 5.14 ERA does not speak for how good Bronco Witt is.
It really doesn't. He's got good velocity. He's got good command. He likes to work the zone, but he's not too comfortable with it. He knows where he needs to be. He's a good guy to come out of the pen. You know, he wants to get maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 innings if they want to work him into this ball game. But if he continues to put doors on, we could see a run roll.
He gets the meat, the prime tenderloin of this Mudcat lineup. 3-4-5 in the 6th. Jordy Ventura 0 for 1. He walked and stole a base in the 1st. Finds himself down. 0-2 to Witt. Witt 14 strikeouts in those 14 innings he's pitched, and he is 2-0. Coming off an all-MINK second-team selection last summer. Trying to climb back to that elite level. Meanwhile, the Mudcats, they're just trying to chip away at really anything. Ventura has worked the count back full after he was down 0-2. Witt had a 1.50 ERA in 36 innings last year and had 40 strikeouts. So again, pretty on pace to replicate those numbers. Only gave up 6 runs on 18 hits. He was 3-1, 16 appearances. So already at 8 appearances here with just 3 weeks left in the regular season and then playoff time. And Jordy Ventura comes all the way back to work his 2nd walk of the evening. It's a leadoff walk here in the 6th for the Mudcats.
I mean, he's had the Mustangs lose themselves, but it's just the first batter. You know, Witt's really just got to work the zone. He was trying to go outside on Ventura on that at-bat as that left-handed hitter in Ventura. He was trying to work the outside part of the zone with his fastballs, just wasn't hitting. And that's how he went down with 2 balls, and he just couldn't work himself out. But looking to see a different result here with Sears.
Will be Tanner Sears. 0 for 2. Flied out and lined out to Truman Bodenhausen out and left. Witt, a guy very good at pool.
Okay.
Very good. Got to play with him last weekend. He is very good at what he does when you put a pool cue in his hand.
Love the hidden talents. You know, dual sport athletes. You love to see it.
At the billiards. Right now, Witt back on the mound. Dots a breaking ball for strike 2. Mustangs ahead comfortably, 14-2. Ashton Nance made his 2nd start. He went 5 innings, gave up 2 runs on 4 hits, struck out 4 and only walked 1. And another impressive outing from the youngest player on the Mustangs roster this summer. He then hands the ball to one of the more veteran guys, Bronco Witt. Witt out of Maple Woods Community College.
He'll be coming to be a Bearcat this upcoming spring as well.
And he gets Sears down swinging. First time Sears has struck out tonight. 3rd time he's been retired. Witt able to respond after the leadoff walk with a punch out.
Back to that fastball that Witt possesses, especially with those righty-righty matchups. Really tough to see on the inside half, and Sears tried to get a bat around. Couldn't do it. Witt, nice strikeout. Love to see it. Get that first out, put the double play in. Just trying to get out of this inning with yet another donut.
Now John Spotto is 1 for 2. He singled and scored a run all the way back in the 4th. Makes Ball one high. Witt able to conjure up enough velocity out of his 5'8", 175-pound frame.
He's got my type of height and a frame out there on the mound. Definitely got the arm to back it up, though. I do not.
Big rip by Spotto. Comes up empty, 2-1. Short lead from Ventura at first. Spotto's swinging, slices one over to left. Bodenhausen has a read. Makes the catch with two hands. Now back-to-back punch-outs by Witt.
I mean, with another left-handed batter, he knew he had to kind of put something in that middle half, towards the inner half of the plate. Spotto got what he saw, got what he wanted, but just the velocity got him around just a tad bit late. It was a nice play for Bodenhausen to make.
Now it's the Coyote, Garrett Geenan. 1 for 2 on his night. 3 for 4 on the season. Still getting his feet wet here in the MINK League. Late addition to this Mudcat roster. But he's doing a cannonball in the deep end. Chillicothe trying to catch Clarinda and maybe St. Joe, those top 2 seeds in the MINK. The nasty slider, Geenan would have needed an or to hit that, and he finds himself down 0-2. Upstairs, 1-2. Geenan, a towering presence in the box. 6'4", 210 pounds. Hit 274 for the Coyotes of Chandler Gilbert Community College, but he goes down. The high cheese can't catch up to it. Second strikeout of the inning for Bronco Witt. He works around the leadoff walk. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th on a beautiful Thursday night at Phil Welch. Your Mustangs still lead the Mudcats 14-2. Gonna look at another MINK action here on July the 3rd. Clarinda hosting Sedalia. They're up 7-2. Clarinda looking to break out of a cold streak. Then the North Missouri Naturals lead the Jefferson City Renegades in the top of the 9th, 2-1. Renegades definitely fallen off as of late, and they're looking to really gain some momentum. So again, this season will be done in an instant. But here at the Welch, It's 14-2. The Mustangs pouring it on. 14 runs on 16 hits. Everyone 1 through 9 has gotten a hit. And their pitching has been absolutely fantastic.
It has. The Mustangs are looking really confident. They look like themselves, like we've seen the first half of the season. And it's how you want to start July. You know, you don't want to come into July with a cold foot. It's the month that it goes by the fastest, but it also is the month that's the most important. And this is the time that the Mustangs really need to lock down and get going.
It's now pitching for the Mudcats. Be number 10, Frandine Fernandez. Just looking to get out there, get 3 outs. Impressive job by Brady Graskowitz. He came in, only walked 1 and got 3 outs.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
Now it's Frandine Fernandez, first appearance of the season. Usually a position player, and he gets the 8-9-1 hitters here for St. Joe. Griffith swings, launches one left field, back is Spotto, and it's off the wall. Griffith makes the turn. He's going to have to hustle and throw in time. What a throw from John Spotto to gun down Griffith, who I think he was going into his home run trot. That one needed about another 5 feet. Third hit of the night for Griffith, but he's gunned down for out number 1.
The throw from Spotto right on the line from Becker. Becker, good job realizing Griffith right there. But he wasn't his home run trot. That thing just off the wall. A beautiful swing from Griffith. You can't be mad at that. You just got to give yourself some grace and get yourself going just in case. Especially how deep this is here.
Now Truman Bodenhausen, 1 for 2. RBI and a pair of runs scored. Bodenhausen, my name, doppelganger.
That's right.
Not very many Trumans in the world, I feel like.
You're the first Truman that I've met
Feel honored.
since middle school.
I hope I represented the name well.
You sure have.
This Truman that's at the plate, very good at his craft. Talk about his back-to-back gold gloves in 2 different positions. But also, he's a man that, when you get that bat in his hands, he uses that as a weapon of destruction. A little bit of an ephus there from Fernandez, but it's 3-1.
It looks like Fernandez so far, this will be his first appearance on the season. He's new to the mound. His whole idea was just to get out here, a different look for these Mustangs, and just get him out of the inning. He's doing a good job so far.
Mudcats not looking to waste pitching, and now Bodenhausen draws his 2nd walk of the night. And his 9th walk of the season.
Just a good job from Bodenhausen, realizing those pitches just were not his at all. 5-pitch walk. He looked really confident, and it's a good way to start with 1 out. Get back to the top of the order.
Now it's the man who's been the hottest tonight, but you could say that about any of these hitters. Darius Freeman, 3 for 4, 4 RBIs, a run scored, and a stolen base. Mudcats have not solved the puzzle that is Darius Freeman. And he continues to rake off Chillicothe pitching this summer.
It's so hard to figure out a man like that who possesses pretty much assets of all suits of the game. He's got defense, fielding, speed. He's got power, contact. He just knows how to get the ball in play. He's really tough to figure out.
Now that one line right back up the middle. Hit number 4 for Darius Freeman. And what a night for the Kansas City, Kansas kid.
And why not? Right up the middle for the 3rd time tonight. He just is seeing everything coming in like a beach ball, it looks like. He just sees it, put bat to ball, and it goes right where he wants it to. 1 out, Mustangs moving, and why not start it with Freeman?
Now Trevor McCollum, 1 for 3 with a pair of runs scored. Mustangs have yet to eclipse 20 runs this season, but anything is possible, as they say. First pitch from Fernandez clips the inside corner. One and one.
Nice job there from Boucher to stay on top of it, make sure both those runners don't move up into scoring position. But McCollum looking to do some damage here. Second hole hitter of the night. Just the one hit back in the first.
Pitch way upstairs. Would have needed an elevator to get to the second floor. It's now 2-1. The 14 runs tonight are the most the Mustangs have scored this season. As they continue to average almost 10 runs a game. Still above 9. Their offense has been red hot night in and night out.
It has a little bit of cold stretches here and there, but they continue to come back and show them why they run the Mink.
2-2. 3-2.
It's a good take. Kind of cut in inside that zone, it looked like, but it looks like it was just below the kneecaps of McCollum. Now full count, see what he can produce.
Talked about Bronco Witt's billiards ability. McCollum not a bad billiards player himself. And he works a walk. First time, McCollum's walk tonight. Now the bases are loaded for Braden Lucart.
That's exactly what you want, full count. Upstairs, looks like Fernandez just couldn't get the release he wanted. And now with one out. It's going to be really scary here with Lucart up. 2 RBI double. Back in the 5th. He's a scary man to have the bases loaded with.
3 for 3, 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored. Looks at strike one.
Who is the better billiards player, Bronco?
Definitely Bronco, but
okay.
Trevor McCollum could hold his own. Got unlucky when we played. He's going for a corner shot, nicked the 8-ball.
Oh.
Going for the win, actually, and he hit the 8-ball, but the cue ball also fell in.
No, that's never good.
But in my book, a win is a win. Third straight game, Lucart's hit safely against the Mudcats. Now driven in 4 runs. Guy who grew up here locally in St. Joseph, like a lot of this team. Mustangs, one of the teams that they brought back a lot of returners, fused with new guys, and it has just gelled like perfection.
It has. You got all assets of the game. You got youngsters, and you got old guys who have been in the game for a long time. You got all sides of the game. You got guys from Arizona. You got guys back here from St. Joe. But essentially, there's one love, and it's baseball, and this community is definitely one. Around the team and around the fans. It's special here in St. Joe.
3-1 offering to Lucart. Ball forward downstairs. Braden Lucart stays perfect on the night. Second time he's walked, 3rd RBI driven in.
Beautifully done from Lucart. All you can ask for is just continue to extend the inning and pick up another RBI for him. And it's going to be a tough job here as they're going to get a mound visit here for Fernandez. 1 out. Felix with the bases loaded. He had a double last time out. Back-to-back 2 RBI doubles in that inning and looking for the same result.
Felix 1 for 3, 2-run double in the 5th. Has a chance to really break this game open. 15 already up. 3 more ducks on the pond for Dom Felix. Fernandez still struggling with command, ball low. It's hard for a position player getting called on to just come to the mound to just eat an inning and not have to waste one of your regular pitchers. Definitely not the night how the Mudcats thought it would go after winning the past 2 matchups against St. Joe and having won 4 in a row in 9 of their last 11.
It's definitely been an off night for them. And Fernandez only out on the inning was off of an extra base likely hit from Griffith. So
And there's one. Shallow right over is Ventura. He'll make the grab, tagging, coming home and scoring. Will be Darius Freeman with run number 16.
beautifully done. Felix did what he was asked to do, picks up his third RBI on the night. And now the Mustangs up 16-2. Continue to dominate.
Now it'll be Jack Mosh. Mosh 2 for 4. 2 runs, single back in the first, got the Mustangs started. They haven't looked back. Fourth straight inning, Mosh is coming to the plate. Fifth at bat. Finds himself in an 0-2 hole, though.
It's the most confident look we've seen from Fernandez, just pounding the zone. Back-to-back speed, fastball pitches there. Just really looking to get ahead with these hitters.
Patient as Mosh as ever, takes ball low. He's a guy that you think you have him down 0-2, and he works his magic and either gets a hit or works a walk. He does wonders when he's down to his final strike.
There he goes. Like you mentioned, just really making the pitcher go to work. He wants to make the mistake on the pitcher, not himself, and he does a good job at that. Mosh also, to extend that, and he's also possesses some power that's sneakily seen in batting practice. He has put a bunch of them over near the Mosaic Life Care sign out in right field.
2-2. Skied left center. Long run for both Spotto and Pickney, but Spotto runs it down in the gap to retire the side. But another pair home in the inning for St. Joe. Their lead now 16-2 on a holiday weekend Thursday night. We're headed to the 7th. Mustangs looking to send the fans home happy early. 16-2 Mustangs as you're watching St. Joseph Mustangs here on YouTube. from Johnson County Community College to finish off, hopefully, a run rule. It's Dylan Graybenner in his 5th appearance. 2nd time out of the bullpen. He made 3 starts in 7 innings. He has a 5.14 ERA. It's the command that's been him. 6 walks to just 4 strikeouts. Opponents are only batting 192, but it's been those free passes that has led to runs. Jackson, I have a joke.
What's up?
Why was 6 scared of 7?
Don't do it.
Because 7, 8, 9, and that's the last hope for the Mudcats here in inning number 7. Bruce Boucher, Ethan Murakoshi, and Rafael Calcano. Bruce Boucher, 1 for 2, RBI single all the way back in the 4th inning. Mudcats just 2 runs on 4 hits tonight compared to the Mustangs 16 on 18. It's been a hit parade here for the home Stangs.
It's like everything's going their way so far tonight. And that's something you can't complain about when it does in this game of baseball. Some nights it does, some days it doesn't. Nights like tonight, you got to cherish.
1-2 is just upstairs to Boucher. Graybenner last pitched on June the 24th at Chillicothe in that doubleheader. He pitched 2 innings in game 1. Gave up 1 run on 2 hits, struck out 1. Did get the start. Before that, he made an appearance out of the bullpen on June the 19th, a shutout inning against the North Missouri Naturals. Two and 2 here to the Hawaii Pacific attendee. Breaking ball just above the belt.
Ooh, that was close. Good take there. Good take there from Boucher, but that was kind of in the wheelhouse that Graybenner's been dealing with all the night, but now a full count.
Boucher teammates with the guy standing on deck, Ethan Murakoshi. He stays alive. Dons a pink arm sleeve on that left arm.
Kind of gives off Ronald Acuna.
Definitely some flair. Again, that style that each unique baseball player has. Baseball players like snowflakes. Each one is different.
That's right.
Full count on a couple hops. Coy to his right, and he misses it. So Boucher will reach on the E6. 2nd time Boucher has reached tonight. Now it'll be his teammate Ethan Murakoshi, 0 for 2 on his line tonight.
That's something you're going to have to forget. Be a goldfish if you're Coy, you know, just trying to continue the inning. You're up 14 runs. You're just trying to get out of this inning, and if you get out of it, you get to go home early. But right now, Coy's got to forget about it. Same thing for Graybenner. It was a good defensive pitch. Looking to do the same thing.
Strikeout and a flyout for Murakoshi. Just the 3rd time he's got to take some hacks from that right-hand batter's box. Mustangs pitching staff been up and down last week, up and down Tuesday, but they have come out here tonight with their teeth gnashed and have just come out and have been razor sharp. That pitch wasn't razor sharp, goes all the way to the backstop. Allows Boucher to move up into scoring position.
Just lost a little control. Graybenner just came out of the hand a little weird, but now with the runner in scoring position, I mean, if you want to get out of here with a run rule, you're going to have to come out and just dominate, dominate, dominate. Don't be scared to take that same confidence that you have.
Graybenner behind 2-1. Graybenner guy has struggled with command, just one of those things. He's had nights where he's been razor sharp, other nights where his command is just not the same. Bit more dull, and he's fallen behind now 3-1 to Murakoshi. Three-run offering's low, and now after the air, it's a walk. So first 2 runners on here for the Mudcats in the 7th. Down to their final 3 outs.
And he'll get a talk from Griffith up there trying to regain the control. It just looks like he just hasn't been confident with his releases. You know, he kind of comes over the top in a way where it has to be perfect on that release if he wants to find it. And he wants to play the outer half of the zone, and he wants to go up. And they're just not hitting the way Griffith is wanting them to, so he's going to go get a talk to Graybender. Graybender possesses the control. He just needs to get it out of him, out of the pen.
Now it's Rafael Calcano, 0 for 2 as well on his night. Average is now dipped close to 150. Been a struggle for him to get hits. He's worked 9 walks this season in 18 games, and he's stolen 10 bases. So when he does get on, he's effective in coming around to score. But it's just the effort that it takes to reach base. Plenty of fans still sticking around here waiting for fireworks. Fireworks every night of this holiday homestand as another pitch goes to the backstop. Second wild pitch from Graybender in the inning.
Still looking for that strike here. This is just going to have to be the payoff pitch that he's needing. We see Little trying to cheat up, but he's going to just trail back. But 2 runners on, Graybender's just going to want to look at this one in the zone.
I mean, you're up by 14, so again, if you give up some hits, not the worst thing. I know a lot of these guys are trying to, you know, obviously they don't want to absolutely just perform bad. They want to show their coaches at their colleges that, hey, I need to play more. But you're up by 14, no reason to try and be cute around the zone and just try to find your pitch. Go right after these guys.
Right.
Not very many balls hit hard. Outside of the air by Coy to lead off this inning. The defense has been phenomenal. It's all about finding the zone, though. Sometimes those pitchers, they just get the yips. And it's like the zone is the size of a dime. Not even a dime. An amoeba.
Amoeba. Wow, we're going small. Okay. I respect that.
Full count now to Calcano. Now the full count offering from Graybender. Upstairs, ball 4. So now the bases are loaded for Jerry and Pickney at the top of this Mudcat order.
That's just not what you want to do. Bringing it back to the top of the order, Pinkney, hitter of the week. This is a guy that's dangerous. And if you want to get away right here, you want to get a nice little early drive home, you want to get some good strikes and at least just try and work your zone. I mean, it's just something that he's been struggling with, and it's something he's going to have to reel in. Coach Max going to come out and get a talk to him, settle some of the nerves out of the pen. He doesn't just look like he's confident in himself yet, but he'll get there. Sometimes it takes your catcher and then your pitching coach.
Great pitching coach in Coach Mack that the Mustangs have. Just one of those mound visits, going out there, just offering some words of encouragement. Maybe not even talking about baseball.
Exactly.
Maybe asking what his 4th of July plans are. It's going to be here at the ballpark. But trying to get him, trying to get his eyes to settle, his pulse to find a resting place, and just him and Griffith, pitcher and catcher. That one grounded to the third from Felix. He'll go to Amash for 1, and that's all they'll get as they'll trade a run for an out as Boucher crosses the plate for run number 3.
Good swing from Pinkney. He did what he was called to do. Just put the ball in play, get the runner from third home. But runners on the corners gives a little bit of breath to Graybender. Double play in position. Pinkney possesses that speed, so he extends life for the Mudcats. So Graybender's just trying to put doors here with an out.
RBI number 11 for Pickney. Finishes 1 for 4. So now it's Peyton Becker. Still looking for his first hit, 0 for 3. Taking off for second is Pickney. Throw down from Griffith. Not in time. Pickney barely gets in there. His second stolen base, and that's huge as it breaks up the double play ball.
It is huge. That's a good steal from Pinkney. A great jump. I'm going to give credit to that slide. Got the leg in there just in time. Love what I saw.
Mudcats need 4 to keep this game alive. Becker with a huge RBI opportunity. He's driven in 10. Only 14 hits and 75 at-bats this season. There's a nice breaking ball, 1 and 2.
It's a great payoff pitch. He's been looking for that second strike where he can just get ahead. And that's something that could propel him, hopefully. Let him know that he can have that zone open if he wants to attack. Hopefully this pays off for him.
The 1-2 flared into right, and that'll drop for a hit. Murakoshi scores, Calcano scores, and now it's 16-5 as 3 home in the inning off Graybenner.
Here you go. Magic number 2 for the Mudcats if they want to extend life here for themselves, if they want to make it another inning. They're doing a great job. That's 3 innings, 3 runs in the inning, and they're still looking for more, just an out. So the double play ball is still here in play for Graybenner.
11th and 12th runs driven in on the summer for Becker. And now it's Jordy Ventura. He's walked twice in the stolen a bag, 0 for 1. Graybenner looking to deliver something low in the zone that he can get Ventura to roll over. Ventura a speedy guy, though, so it has to be hit hard right at someone to be able to turn 2. Behind 2-0. There's a bit of rustling out in the right center pen. Coach Johnny Coy hoping that Graybenner can just get out of it. 2 outs away from the run rule victory. Now 3-0 in Ventura.
Struggling with that command. You know, I know he wants it. I know he's trying to find it, but it's just one of those nights where he just can't.
Ventura only had 4 walks coming in tonight. He's already worked 2. Now there's 3. So after tonight, Ventura's walk total will go from 4 to 7. It puts runners back at first and second with still only 1 away for Tanner Sears.
Looking to see here, no movement from Coy. He still has some faith in Graybenner to get himself out of it. Now Sears is a guy who is 0 for 3 tonight, so it's a good guy to attack after. But Sears does have that power in the 3-hole spot, so you don't want to give him something too easy to get something to mash it.
Both of Sears' home runs this season have come against St. Joe. And another one misses outside. Fortunately, Graybenner didn't bring any of his tools to the ballpark today. It's been a struggle. There's a breaking ball, catches the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
There you go. I like that. Doesn't have to be a fastball that hasn't been hitting. Try and mix it up. Paid off for him. I just want to see another strike here. I don't want to see anything trying to go too far out. I just want to see him pound something.
Good block there from Griffith. Little shortstop-esque. Having to slide to the backhand to keep that one in front. Sears tied with the team lead, 13 RBIs. Rockets one back, 2-2.
Long break for Graybenner. You know he's got himself in a good spot. You know, that slider looked like it did work. It clipped that outer part of the zone. I want to see if he maybe wants to try and go back to that. See if Sears can get Sears out in front.
Crowd trying to get Graybenner into it. There was that slider, but it misses. Now full count.
Go back to that fastball. I want to see him up near the hands-ish, but just a little bit down. I kind of want to see it at the chest level. Let's try and blow up by Sears here.
Fastball high and away. Ball 4, fourth walk of the inning, and Johnny Coy is going to go to the pen. Not Dylan Graybenner's night. Only makes it a third of an inning. Gives up 3 runs and is responsible for all 3 men on base. Disappointing for him, and I know he wanted to close it out. Graybenner out. We'll tell you about the new Mustangs pitcher looking to close out the win right after this. It is the man, Jace Johnson, transfer from Hutchinson Community College to Northwest Missouri State out of Kansas City, Missouri, making his 13th appearance, and in 14 innings, he's only given up 2 runs and has struck out 26 batters to only 7 walks, and he's going to be asked to get these final 2 outs and mop up the mess that Dylan Graybenner has made.
It's the man to do it. Knows how to pound the zone, knows how to attack, and had a clutch bottom of the 10th inning against Sedalia back in Saturday, shut him down, which ultimately led to the walk-off inning. So this is a guy that they can really rely on here.
Went 2 innings on Saturday against Sedalia, 2 strikeouts and a walk, no hits, no runs. It's John Spada, who's 1 for 3 with a run scored. Gets him to wave and miss at a changeup. First strike, 2. 3 already home for the Mudcats. 3 more on the bases. That one gets away from Griffith. But Becker at third did not get a good read. So he stays home. Griffith and Johnson having a little chuckle about it.
It was a good pitch. Just missed the glove of Griffith. Ultimately lucky that these base runners did not go. Looks like first and second did, but Becker just had something in his head that was telling him no.
Got to watch that lead runner in front of you. 1-2 from Johnson. Swung on and missed. Chase Johnson continues to mow hitters down here in the Mink. Now strikeout number 27 on the season, and out number 2, and now the Mustangs just 1 out away from win number 21.
Right there, it's exactly what Johnny expects out of Jace coming out of the pen. I mean, just getting the quick and easy strikeout. Impressive stuff from him.
Now the Mudcats' last hope, Garrett Geenan. But Chase Johnson fires in strike 1. Geenan 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts.
Right now, that runner on second base does manage to come home. That will extend the inning. So all he has to do is worry about that runner on second.
Now the Mudcats down to their final strike. Crowd of just shy of 3,000. Making some noise. Mustangs looking to close out win number 21. The 1-2 from Johnson. Breaking ball inside, strike 3. Keenan goes down for the third time tonight on strikes. And that'll do it. Saddle up, Mustangs Nation. It's win number 21 as your Mustangs improve to 21-5 and 16-4 in the Mink and get win number 1 here in July.
It's exactly what you want. Shaky last couple of games. You want to come out here and dominate, and that's exactly what they do. You win 16-5, 18 team hits. This is what the doctor ordered. Right here in St. Joe, you're back home for another homestand. Only 3 games, but it's a holiday weekend, and you want all the energy flowing, because if you start July with a good foot, that'll propel you as in just a couple weeks, Truman. I mean, it's coming up fast. You got playoffs here in the Mink, and you just want to find your best foot. And I think the Mustangs needed those rough patches to find these good patches here in these games.
It was quite the performance here from the Mustangs tonight. They scored in every inning. And everyone got a hit 1 through 9 in the lineup. Ashton Nance was phenomenal on the mound. He'll earn the win. His first of the season. He goes 5 innings, gives up 2 runs, 4 hits, strikes out 4, and only walks 1. Meanwhile, Braden Lukehart earns player of the game honors for his 3-for-3 night with 3 RBIs. He scored 3 runs, walked twice, and ripped a double. Lukehart back with the team, and quite a night, but quite a night for everyone through the lineup. And they close out win number 21.
It was. Everyone did their job. Everyone got a hit. Everyone contributed. And you like to have all 9. And even the bullpen had a good night. Just a couple of rough patches from Gary Benner, but he'll work on that. He'll get back to where he needs to be. You know, every player on this team is capable of making adjustments, and I'd love to see how they do that game in and game out. I know the fans also love to see this team continue to grow and flourish, not just playing-wise, but the community-wise, and just the family is just starting to grow, and here in July, it's when stuff gets fun here in St. Joe.
Mustangs off to a great start to open the holiday homestand, but that'll do it from us tonight here at Phil Welch. Your Mustangs get it done with the 16-5 run rule victory. And what a start to the weekend. We'll be back on the air tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Sedalia Bombers are back in town, but the Mustangs look to keep it rolling. But for my partner, Jackson Phelps, I've been Truman Griesel. All Mustangs live streamed are archived at youtube.com or the YouTube app under St. Joseph Mustangs. Go out and check out all the rest of the content on there. Andrew Clark player vlog, Mustangs mic'd up videos, Reading with Rally, Kai Turner vlog, daily highlights of games, Inside the Stables with Aiden Snyder, and all your live streams you can go back and watch. But that'll do it. We say so long from Phil Welch. Your Mustangs are 6